Hello everyone, this is Amy of AJC Magic TV, taking a road trip across Pennsylvania. The ultimate goal is the Harrisburg, Hershey area. I'm not sure how long we'll stream here, but just enjoy this. Has mountains and various hillsides and everything. So good morning, enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery. And don't forget to hit that thumb button. It does help out our channel. Lets YouTube know, hey, we're fairly active. Check out all our other videos and live streams and check us out and consider subscribing. So have a great day. And like I said, we'll probably hit some different lag. Good morning, Catherine Wilby. Good morning, Catherine Wilby and Kate Schuster. Happy Thursday from New Jersey. I'm heading that way, but I'm not going into New Jersey. I'll be going more in the central part by the Harrisburg, Hershey area. I'm not sure how long I'll live stream because I know I'm going to have to pull over and grab some food and stuff, depending on how things go. And it could be lagging in and out, but enjoy the scenery. And I'm not going to try to read the chat too much, but I do welcome everyone in just because I have to pay attention. And it's quite sunny too to try to see the screen at some points. But as you can see, most of Pennsylvania is pretty rural once you get out of the Pittsburgh area. Good morning, Vicki Chandler. And then you don't really hit the city areas till you do hit past Harrisburg, where Philadelphia and Allentown, and that's when you get back into the city areas. And we'll be going through a couple tunnels, so that's probably where I'll lose you, because there's actually 4 tunnels on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and they'll probably lag when we go through the tunnels, and I could lose the stream. That's the only thing with the Pennsylvania Turnpike. They're not on the back roads where you see a whole lot of stuff, but you'll just see the mountainsides and all that, and all the rural farms and everything. Yeah, I usually don't like to try to. You sometimes go down through Maryland and then up, but for where I'm going, it wasn't really feasible to do that. And I was hoping to get out a little bit earlier than I did. I'm actually about an hour and a half into my trip. So a couple more hours. Yeah, it's 9:07 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're actually coming up to our first tunnel. So I may lose you, so hang on, there could be some lag. And like I said, there'll be 4 of them as we go through. But this is the first one. These are old tunnels, that's one thing though. As you can see, the walls and everything look terrible. morning, Penguin Master. Hope you're having a good time on your trip. Good morning, Megan G. Hello, T-Town Mary Ellen. Yes, it's actually one of the nicer days. It's been kind of rainy and kind of like a Florida weather where it'd be nice in the morning and then all of a sudden storms would roll in certain areas. I know yesterday my area didn't get hit, but some other areas around me had a bad storm come through. But this is actually supposed to be a good day here. I'm about where Bedford, Pennsylvania is. It's about 2 hours from Pittsburgh, or about an hour and a half, because I left my house a little after 7. A little later than I wanted to, but you know how that goes. But you could see like how the mountains, they're not as big as some of the other mountains, like if you go down into Maryland and Virginia. But you know, there's a lot of, this area is pretty elevated. Like a couple weeks ago, I was in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and you can go to Altoona this way and you get off at Bedford and then head north, and it's pretty mountainous on that 99 and stuff, but all through there you're through the Appalachian Mountains, or the Laurel Mountains, I'm sorry, the Laurel Mountains, but it's part of the Appalachian chain. I'm going to try to get into this right lane here as soon as get out of the traffic. That's the only thing, when you go through the tunnels, everybody seems to slow down a little bit. And I mean, I don't blame them, because it looks a little tight in there. So, because they're older tunnels and stuff like that. But as you can see, like the Chesapeake Bay watershed area is right around here. So that's where a lot of the you know, if it snows and rains, that helps fill up the water areas here. And if I was to head to Washington, D.C., although I could go 2 ways from where I live, but you would go to Breezewood and then head down into Maryland and to the Washington, D.C. area, Maryland and Virginia. Yeah, depending on my timing and how long I decide to stream, I'm trying to decide if I want to stop in to drive through Gettysburg and then head back up to where I want to go, or just go ahead and go into Hershey and stuff. So. Yeah, this is our toll road here that I'm on. That's basically, if you want a straight highway, you have to take the Pennsylvania Turnpike toll road, especially for the southern part of Pennsylvania. Now, the northern part it's not tolled yet, but they've been talking about it, but it's Interstate 80. So the two major highways is the Pennsylvania Turnpike I-76 and the Interstate 80, which will take you to the New York City area and up into that area. And then there's I-90, but that's a little bit higher up, more in New York than Pennsylvania. But there are, there's like a route, an interstate, well, it's not an interstate, but it used to be years ago, but Route 30. But that goes through a lot of towns and red lights and stuff, but out this way more. Sometimes it can get mountainous climbing those mountains and everything. And, you know, if you're looking for a cheaper way to go, or you have to go down into Maryland on I-68 and then come back up into Pennsylvania. And we've done that before, like going to Gettysburg and everything. Yeah, the Lincoln Highway, Route 30. I've done that out of Gettysburg. I've taken Route 30, and that's pretty mountainous towards the end as you go into Breezewood, where that old boat hotel and stuff used to be many, many years ago. I did that one time, and it's a nice drive and pretty and stuff like that, but it does take a little bit longer, and you're really climbing that mountain side and everything. Welcome in, Shawana Creative Circle. Thank you for joining this morning. But here in Bedford County, they do have like an old Bedford village, and there's a resort there that a lot of my friends will go and stay, or they've gone to weddings and stuff. I personally have never gone there. I've gone through there, but not. Yeah. The years that I had a relative go to Gettysburg College, so we would take the turnpike and then get off earlier and kind of go down through Chambersburg and then pick up 30 outside of that area and then into Gettysburg, and it kind of cut out going all the way in and then down like a 90-degree angle. Or sometimes we would drive 68 and then come up right into Gettysburg through Frederick, Maryland. That's if in this holder doesn't let me kind of give you a little bit higher view. But this will go all the way across to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then there's like an extension that'll take you right into the New Jersey area, and then you can pick up whatever way you want to go to New Jersey. And if you're going to the Jersey Shore, like Atlantic City, and then you either go north or south to whatever area. So I do welcome everyone in. I'm Amy of AJC Magic TV. Okay, thank you. And we're taking a road trip across to the Harrisburg, Hershey area, and possibly Gettysburg. I probably won't stream the whole trip because I'll need to probably stop for gas and stuff. Okay, Vicki, thank you for joining. Have a great day. But once I do get to where I'm going and stuff, I may go live at certain points, or there'll be videos of the trip, different vlogs. So just enjoy the scenery, and I do thank you for joining. If you are enjoying the scenery and you like the road trips, I do welcome you in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave a comment in the comment section, especially if you're watching the replay. And check out all our other videos. We do have stuff on Disney, the Disney World area, Orlando area, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and other areas of Pennsylvania, and Ohio and West Virginia. That's the thing, if I was driving to Walt Disney World, though, I wouldn't be on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, because where I live, I would go straight down 79 and then go down through Charlotte and everything, so I wouldn't come over this area unless I had to for something. It's a little bit longer from my area to come this way and down 95. And they do have different various service plazas and stuff along the way too. One of my favorites, we usually catch that on the way home, just because by the time you get out of work, like when we would go to Gettysburg, by the time we left Gettysburg and gone up through and got back onto the turnpike and everything, it was a good spot, but it was it was more of a bigger one, and it was called Sliding Hill, because it was an area where there was the largest elevation area, so they made it where you would cross the highway depending on which way you were going to that rest stop. So they had two sides, but it serviced both sides of the highway, and it was one of their larger ones. And that usually was the rest stop when I was on bus trips and stuff that we would end up stopping at all the time, because it usually, by the time wherever we were going, it was about a halfway point. And it really doesn't start getting flat until I go through all the tunnels and get out to almost that Gettysburg. Well, it's not Gettysburg, but Shippensburg area of Pennsylvania. Blue Mountain, they call it. The Blue Mountain exit area. And it's a lot flatter once you get out to there. You. Welcome in, Dennis Akasi. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're coming into where the Bedford exit is. Because they do have a campground, as you can see on the, and that's a big area that a lot of people come out and camp and bring their trailers. I'm actually heading east in Pennsylvania to the Harrisburg, Hershey area. And Harrisburg is actually the capital of Pennsylvania. But I'm really going to the Hershey area, and I may drop down into Gettysburg. So that's what I'm trying to decide when I get through the last tunnel, whether I'll get off at that Blue Mountain exit and drive down through Gettysburg and then drive up to Hershey afterwards. And then I'll probably head home a little bit later. Or it just depends on what I end up doing once I decide out there. I don't know if I'll go into the actual Hershey Park or not. It's a nice amusement park. I haven't gone in there in a couple of years, but I like the chocolate world that they have there, and it's free to go in there, and it's a major gift shop, but they have like a little cute ride on how they make chocolate or where chocolate comes from, type of thing, and then different activities and stuff. And I'll take a look around the front entrance area. They put in new gift shops and stuff. So I haven't decided if I'm going to go into the park or not and then stay over. Or if I'll just go around, because there is also a Disney outlet store there, out at their outlets, and I kind of want to hit that. Yeah, he does like Hershey, because I remember seeing his video and everything. I just saw that he was down in Disney. I don't know if his whole family was, but he was. And I just seen that he was down there too. But yeah, I know him and his family were up here, I think in 2019. Because I always enjoy watching his Carowin videos and stuff. And I just seen some of his videos from Disney World that he was at. I actually should have went into Ohio, and I never thought of it because the Steelers are playing at the Hall of Fame game, and they have the most people that are going into the Hall of Fame for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So now I gotta slow down because they have different cameras and different things for the mileage. Okay, I wasn't sure if he took the whole family or not. Yeah, I can understand that, the Disney withdrawals there. Yeah, that's the thing. I know for me, I went in June, like about the second week of June, and they had just lifted the mask policy except for transportation. So it felt like a normal trip, but I also just missed them starting up the fireworks. And that's what felt weird to me, was the no fireworks nighttime show. But other than that, for me, it was a pretty normal trip except the mask wearing on the transportation, which really didn't bother me because when it's kind of crowded and different things, I wear a mask in the crowds and stuff. So, and on, like I said, the buses, I mean, you're really not on there that long. And the only thing that felt really weird was not having the nighttime show, especially when Epcot was open later in the evening and you're walking around the World Showcase and, you know, you're kind of like looking at the lights and different things, and it was just weird not having that show, or even at the Magic Kingdom, even though like at the Magic Kingdom, it kind of emptied out, so you were busy riding anyway, but But that was the strange thing for me. And I just missed the fireworks there. Welcome in, Keith. BDF, thank you for joining. And that's the thing, when you hit the Bedford and Breezewood area, it's about halfway across Pennsylvania, or halfway. They say it's about the midway point on the turnpike. I personally have never gone all the way across the turnpike, except, well, I would say I have because of Philadelphia. I've gone through Philadelphia to go to Atlantic City and Wildwood, New Jersey and stuff, but that's been such a long time ago. And I've been down to Lancaster in 2019 before the shutdown and everything. And Lancaster is near Harrisburg and Hershey. It's kind of like a triangle. And if you're ever looking for an Amish community to visit and stuff, they do have city stuff, but then there are Amish farms and bakeries and stores and stuff like that too. Yes, chocolate there, BDF. I'll tell you what, a lot of times I don't know what their prices will be, but I know one of the years that I was going through, in fact, it might have been 2019 or 2018. My nephew was in Drum and Bugle Corps out in Allentown, and he had a show out there, so I went out there and to go see the show and everything. And on the way through, I went through, and I used to buy a case of Hershey bars and Reese's peanut butter cups because they had a deal. You bought two. It was cheaper to do that than just buy the one case. But it's so fresh when you buy the chocolate, or it seems a lot fresher when you buy the chocolates out there. Yeah, whoopie pie. There's also shoe fly pie, as they call it, or that shoe fly pie, but I forget what they call the actual pie. Oh, okay. And there'll be one area where we'll be coming up to. It'll be double mountain or double tunnels. I know we went through one tunnel so far. We still have 3 more. But one area, it's a double tunnel. And then we have the Blue Mountain Tunnel, which is the last one. But we're probably coming up to one of the tunnels here pretty soon. And it might be the double tunnel. I think they're in the middle of the trip. Yeah, sorry BDF. It's hard for me to see the chat and everything, so. It's actually been about like I said, when my nephew was in drum and bugle corps, because after my niece graduated, after my niece graduated from the Gettysburg College, we really haven't gone out this way in a long time. Oh, thank you, Dennis, for that. Yeah, it was a nice, enjoyable, relaxing birthday. I do appreciate everyone who had left birthday wishes and gave birthday wishes. So, yeah, I made it to the next level here, and hopefully there'll be many more to come. Thank you, Keith. And I know a lot of you guys have heard me talk about it on stream and everything, but I am a kidney transplant recipient, and on Saturday is the 3-year anniversary of my transplant surgery. So, yeah, it's kind of ironic of when everything played out, and we had chosen a date that it would have been 4 days from when my birthday was, so kind of have like a second birthday type of thing going there. So like you said, it's your birthday month or your birthday week type of thing going. Yeah, thank you, T-Town Mary Ellen. And hopefully that stays pretty healthy. I know a lot of it is up to me with the food choices I make and stuff like that, so, and keeping in shape, so they keep that going pretty well. That's the thing, well, now because the sun on the way home, if I drive home this evening, we'll be hitting the sunset on the way home. So it's like right now the sun rise and it's still more eastern there, and then it'll start moving behind us. I don't want to jinx it. I'm surprised the signal is staying pretty good, but I don't want to jinx it, because I know when we get up to the tunnels and different areas, you never know. And I'm actually in our state capital of Harrisburg. I mean, they have the Capitol building and there's like a Pennsylvania museum. But one of the things that they do in January out in Harrisburg is, if any of you are into like state fairs and stuff, they do a state farm show. Hello, Adventures by Dave, thank you. But they have like a state farm show, and that's usually right after the New Year's starts. They have like rodeos and various things. Hello, England, Portugal, William. Thank you for joining. Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're well. We're actually on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and like I've been telling other people, going to the Harrisburg, Hershey area, and I may drop down into Gettysburg. I'm not sure how far I'll take the road trip into, because it just depends on what I decide to do. And if I'm going to decide to go to Gettysburg, I may take you into that, because I'm going to get off the turnpike and then head to Gettysburg first, and then I'll drive up the Hershey area. Just because if I do the opposite way, it's more city-like in traffic, and I want to get settled like with driving around Hershey, and then I would do more videos there. Yes, I enjoy the Gettysburg area, and when my niece had gone to Gettysburg there, it it was always fun to go and visit, although we did spend a lot more time on the college campus because she was in the marching bullet band, and so a lot of times we spend there, and then by the time we were done with the games, we would take a little drive through the battlefields, but it would get so dark right away, and their visitor center wasn't usually open past a certain time. So we always missed like the going into the visitor center, but we would drive around on some of the battlefields or in through the park and by the cemetery. But if I was to go to Washington, D.C. or Baltimore, I would actually get off at that Breezewood exit and head down towards Maryland, Hancock, Maryland, and then go along through there, the Capitol route there. Or if I was going down to Ocean City, Maryland, or into the Delaware beaches, or Annapolis, Maryland, or something, that's where I would head. And that would also take you to eventually I-95. And if I really wanted to go on a scenic thing, I could get off at Breezewood and take that Route 30, and that'll take you all the way into Gettysburg. It'll actually take you all the way out to Philadelphia too, but it's very mountainous, and I feel that 30 really deducts the time on your trip, or adds more time to your trip doing that. But I know one time I had gone to Gettysburg, and the only thing is where Gettysburg sits, there's no straight road that brings you back up to the turnpike. You either have to go back eastern way and then like a 90-degree angle, or you have to drive down, get off an exit sooner and drive like diagonally to Gettysburg, rather than, and kind of save you like time when you're leaving there and mileage wise. So a lot of times, you know, we learned some different ways when my niece was in college there, and we found a nice way that we always liked that eventually took you down through like outside of Chambersburg area. But it was interesting going through there, a little skirting through Shippensburg, but an area where they had an Army Reserve base down there. And really, if I was going to drive down through Gettysburg, that was more nostalgia for me. Probably I would look around the town, but I wasn't going to get out and stay there too long. It was more just driving through and seeing some different things along, just to see what was up and running and everything. So more nostalgia than what I would have planned to do. Right now it's a little hard for me to see the chat because the sun just shined right onto my screen. And we're actually starting to go up onto a mountain area. As I think we'll be going into the tunnels there soon. Okay, Adventures by D, thank you for joining. Once I get to Hershey, I haven't decided if I'm going into the park, but I'll be going around outside the park area and the Chocolate World. So I'll probably go live when I get there and look around and everything. And I'm probably going to stop at the Disney outlet there also. That's at the outlets by there. That's why I haven't decided if I'm going to go into the park or not, because I'm not sure there were some other things I wanted to see and do while I was out this way. But I do thank everyone who is joining, whether you're watching in silence because you're working or doing some other chores or stuff around your house. If you are enjoying, this is a scenery trip on the going across Pennsylvania to the Harrisburg, Hershey area. I thought maybe you'd just enjoy the drive and the scenery, see what Pennsylvania looks like. I'm in central Pennsylvania right now, and it runs west to east or east to west, depending on which way you're going. I'm going east towards Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and it's just pretty much scenery on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Now, if I was on some of the back roads that do parallel here, it would take a little bit longer, but you do see some other towns and stuff like that. But that's where the traffic kind of goes and slows your progress down at times. I'll get over because I know the truck wants to merge over. And a lot of times when you do get into those areas where we're climbing up hills, they do go into 3 lanes because of the trucks and stuff. Hello, Jonathan Chong. Good morning. Hello, Julio. I hit the leg. Sorry about that. I know we hit the leg. Yeah, the sun is really shining on the screen for the chat, so I do apologize. That's the only thing. If I decide to go down into Gettysburg on my way and then hit 30, we'll probably hit some lag going through there in some of the parts, because you do go through some different areas through there. Jonathan, I'm heading to, my main goal is to go out to the Hershey Park area then go into the chocolate world and check out the park. I'm not sure if I'll go into the park, but I know they built like a new entrance area with gift shops and different things. And I haven't really, I'm really leaning towards going into the park with some things, but you really can't stream on the rides there. I can just give a good overview of the park. So if I do go into the park, I will bring back a stream and show, because they do have a nice little train ride, and if it's open, they also have like a monorail ride, which is a nice ride, and it'll kind of it doesn't go through the whole park, but one of the interesting things it does, it'll go through and you'll see above the park, but then it'll actually go into a section of downtown Hershey, and you can see where they used to have the old Hershey factories, and then like the Hershey Kiss lights and everything. Because like for me, if I decide to go into Gettysburg, a lot of that's really spread out, and I know they have a visitor center and everything, and that would be more vlogging or driving around and kind of doing what I'm doing now. And that's all I was planning on doing. If I got off at that exit and went into Hershey or into Gettysburg, I was planning on maybe driving into one of the battlefield areas and looking there, and then driving through the college, and then I was just going to go head up to Harrisburg, Hershey from there to that area, because it's really not that far from there, except the traffic. It'd probably be about a half-hour drive, I think it is, but depending on the traffic and everything. So that's all I would have been doing in Gettysburg, so I wouldn't have been able to show a good view of everything, but some of the areas that they have there. So if I did go to Hershey, then I would spend more time. Plus, I want to go to the Disney outlet. Well, it's a Disney store outlet, but to see what they have in there. I know different people have been to different outlets, and the prices are kind of not as good as what they used to be, or they're only a few dollars off or something from the prices. So just checking it out. Nothing. I'm not looking for anything particular, or like, hey, I wanted that and it's there. I really do miss having the Disney store in my area, especially when new things have come out, and being able to show that merchandise, and the Christmas merchandise and the Halloween stuff. So whenever they would get that in, do the brick and mortar, do the online stuff. But I can tell you right now, I hardly bought anything since they closed the Disney store on Shop Disney, unless it was something I really, really wanted. So I'm actually saving money that they closed the store, and I figure, well, when I get down to Disney, I'll shop there. Since I was off today and tomorrow, and a lot of times Saturdays out this area is pretty crowded because of the park and everything. So, I mean, it's still going to be crowded, but it won't be as heavy crowded like a Saturday does. So that was the other reason why I'm heading this way. Welcome in, Clarky. I'm sorry if I haven't seen anybody else join in the chat. The sun is like really wreaking havoc on the screen that I could see like people's logos and a little bit of their name, but the rest of the chat I really can't see. So I do welcome everyone in. This is the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and about central Pennsylvania. We around the Breezewood area. Or coming around to the Breezewood area of Pennsylvania. I think I'm coming up to where they have a rest stop called Sideland Hill. If you're on this side of the road, you drive across the bridge, and they share one giant type of rest stop area. Welcome in, Ray J. But I had already stopped and everything, so probably my next stop will be whenever I get to the first destination. And we will be going through 2 tunnels here. As you can see, they have a tunnel sign there. There are 4 tunnels if you drive all the way across Pennsylvania. So you'll go through all 4 of those tunnels throughout the trip on the turnpike. Otherwise, you may only hit 1, maybe 2 or 3, depending on where you're heading. But going all the way across it, you will hit all 4 tunnels. And that's usually how I know, like, okay, I got 1 tunnel done, now I'm going to get 2 or 3. And then once I get the 4th, I know I'm almost to my destination. And that's the thing too, with it being a weekday and stuff, and not really knowing a lot of different people, but I know there are viewers on a lot of other channels, and sometimes I have some viewers that live out in this area. But being a weekday, for me to come out here, yeah, I'd be glad to meet them if they were close by to Gettysburg or Hershey and not working on a weekday or had time or something. But like if I would have arranged on a Saturday, it might have worked better. Because this was just kind of like a last minute type of trip, road trip type of thing. And I know a lot of people have always talked about, like, hey, we should meet in Hershey, get everybody together and try to meet at Hershey or something. I'm about 2.5 hours into my trip, and probably have about another hour or so to go. I think I might be back. I'm not totally sure, so I do apologize. I know right now I'm like in between. Welcome back, everyone. I know that's the thing. I'm in between a few mountains and everything, and I know I'm coming up to the tunnels. That's where a lot of these signs, and there's construction in and around here. So we'll be like doing the valleys and different stuff. So Hitting another construction area here. There's the name of the tunnel. So we'll be going through the tunnel. If I lose this like lag in there, I'll try and get you back up here as soon as possible. I'm not sure if this is the one where there's a double. There should be a double, and then we'll be going through a final one. The Willow Hill in Fort London. Yeah, to put like these gates up, I guess people try and sneak around because the trucks do have to really slow down here because it can get pretty treacherous for them. So it'll be kind of slow moving here through this tunnel. No, we're actually crossing over. We're not going into the one tunnel. So that's why they have one lane. I knew I'd lag in here. I'll bring it back up as soon as we get out. There's a place called Sight and Sound, and we actually went to at that time it was a buffet place, but it was one of their well-known buffet places where they featured a lot of different Amish style cooking foods and things, and it was really good. I'm not sure, I guess now they're probably serving family style like all the other buffet type places. Because there are some good family style Amish restaurants out there too. And then even just your individual, I know I've heard a couple people mention Zin's Diner. I believe it's still open out in that area. I remember as a kid we went to Zin's Diner off of one of the exits at one time. And it was really good. And I remember seeing it on another trip that I was on, but we went somewhere else to eat. Yeah, they do. These ones are pretty tight. That's one of the problems in Pittsburgh. There's a tunnel called the Squirrel Hill Tunnel on the east side of Pittsburgh. And if you won't, when you're traveling on that around Pittsburgh out to Monroeville and stuff, it's an older tunnel that they actually literally have done different reconstructing of like taking out the panels out of the roof and stuff, because when people get to that tunnel they completely shut down and they slow down too much, and it causes a traffic headache because as soon as you get out of those tunnels there's no traffic going, but it really does slow down. And Pittsburgh, at least there's, I drive through a tunnel, the Liberty tunnels. I could go up and over some of the other areas where I live, and not go through a tunnel. And then there's the Fort Pitt tunnel also. People drive through that a little bit more. They did the same thing there as they did at the Squirrel Hill tunnels. Take out the ceiling and make it look like it's wider and bigger, so people would move through there. But that moves a little bit faster than the Squirrel Hill tunnel. But yeah, sometimes it gets tight. And they do have a couple other smaller tunnels too that, you know, it's like, oh, kind of tight turning around and everything like that. Yeah, my relative that actually went to Gettysburg College, they were actually back in the area, and probably had I seen him yesterday or talked to him yesterday, I probably would have asked if they wanted to take a ride for nostalgia type of thing to come out here, because I don't know, probably eventually someday she may end up driving back out here, or her parents and family, but I don't know if they really miss this drive too much or not, just because she's moved on to other parts of her life and everything. But yeah, I was sitting there thinking I probably should have asked, but I didn't know how long she was going to be at home and stuff, and since she doesn't live in our area on a regular basis. But just for the nostalgia and stuff, and see if she wanted to go. Most of our friends live on the eastern side of the United States and stuff too, but all around. I wish I could see the... Okay, Keith, thank you for joining. Have a great day. I'm going to start picking up the speed a little bit because we've been in the construction. Now I can at least go 70 and not worry about it. Make up some time there. That's the only thing, like this part of the state. There's not too much to see along the highway. Just kind of trees and mountains. And we really don't have any other interstate that goes across, except up north, like I said, I-80. And I'm sure a lot of, if any of you are in that part of the state, you use I-80. Coming into more construction. Well, we should be coming into where the tunnels are too. I think that's what's going to happen here. We might be going through. I think this one coming up, the tunnel that's coming up is a double tunnel. Because we're when we get out of this tunnel, that's where the Blue Mountain exit is. Because this one's called the Katani Mountain. Hello, the Hitchhiking Bones. Welcome in. Good morning. We'll come out a little bit and then we'll be going through the actual Blue Mountain Tunnel. And then that's the fourth tunnel. Coming from Pittsburgh going east, you go through 4 tunnels, and then the vice versa for anybody coming east and heading towards Pittsburgh or Ohio, or to the western side of Pennsylvania or Ohio. Oh, wow. I'm going to get off Miss Six. I decided I'm going to go ahead and drive through Gettysburg. It'll just be a drive-through for certain key areas. I'm not going to show the whole thing just because I do want to get up to Hershey, but I also wanted to go through here real quick to just give you some view. And there is a place I want to stop at, and it makes sense for me to go to Gettysburg first than doing it on the way home. Because of the way where it sits and everything. So I'll take you all the way to, and there is a store after I show you a little bit around, and then I'll end the stream, and I'll be doing a few things there, but then I will probably do another stream when I get up to Hershey. Probably when I get to that, like the Disney outlet store and everything. Yes, I do love Hershey too. But this be about 2-lane road going through the different farmlands and skirting the outside of like Chambersburg, and then we'll hit I-30, and that'll take a little while until we get into Gettysburg. And I'll just show you around the town and maybe drive out to one of the areas where some of the battlefield is, and like where they had like the gift shops and some famous houses, restaurants there. And then I want to drive through the college just to put it on my on the channel. And then when I get to the one store, I will end the stream there most likely, or by the battlefield, or by the college. And then when I get up to Hershey, I'll go live around there. I hope it doesn't lag too much through here. I have never really streamed going through here. So hopefully we won't. It may be in and out just because I am on back roads and rural roads. And even like when I get on the 30, there's like a little bit of a state park, or I think it's like a state park or forest area, so I could have some lag there. It hasn't been too bad. Depending on what part of Pennsylvania or where you're coming from. I came from the Pittsburgh area. I left around 7:30. I wanted to leave earlier just because I know that sometimes getting out of the Pittsburgh area can be a lot of traffic and stuff and in certain areas, but it's been pretty good, uneventful so far. I was listening to the radio before I decided to go this way, get on the turnpike and stuff, because I know the last few days I've heard of different accidents, and if there's an accident on the turnpike, you're pretty much toast on there. Okay. Yeah, it's been uneventful so far. Right now I'm heading towards Chambersburg and Gettysburg. Well, we won't be going into Chambersburg, but we'll be going by where their mall is, the Chambersburg Mall, whatever. I know a couple years ago, some of the store, it was starting to thin out a little bit, but there was like a movie theater and some other stores. But I'm sure with everything, with the blip of the pandemic and everything, it probably hurt the area because the college students weren't around. Even though from Gettysburg, it's still a good 20 minutes or so up the road to Chambersburg Mall, but it gives them a mall to go to if they had to. If I would have stayed on the turnpike and not got off to go towards Gettysburg on this road I'm going on, I would have stayed on. It probably would have been another half hour, 45 minutes up the road. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of a tough choice for me because I was like, oh, maybe I should hurry up and just go into Hershey, look around, do what I ended up in Chambersburg off of 81 at Hagerstown, and it kind of took a little longer, so we just stuck with the turnpike. I know Myers and the Mouse just went live at one of the parks, I believe. So I'm not going to spend too much time in the Gettysburg area. Time your flights and the shuttle time, so you're not sitting there all day at the airport waiting for the shuttle or whatever. She usually not too bad of a time catching the shuttle and stuff. But the train was always tricky because the Amtrak only leaves morning, and then later in the evening it heads west. And I'm not sure what time she caught the train, whether it was an evening train or not. But then once she was able to bring a car the next year, she then drove herself out. And well, her parents would help move her in, and then they would drive. Yeah, I do apologize for that. It's something I really can't control too much with the lag and everything. So she did do Amtrak, like if she wanted to come home. She didn't really come home that often, but I know like the fall break the one time she did, and then coming home I think at Christmas time she did, but then we drove her back for the start of the second semester, and then we picked her back up at the end of the semester. And then once she started to drive herself, I don't know if her parents did go out whenever it was started the school year or not. I can't really remember a lot of that, but we used to go out for some of the marching band games. I didn't really see it too well on the camera, but we just went by the one Army depot, and that's the entrance to it over there with that white truck. I'm not sure if they must use it because they do have like the gating and everything. I want to make sure I don't miss my turn here. Okay, Dennis. Yeah, probably what I'll do, show you around Gettysburg and everything, and then when I get to the one store, I'm going to end the stream just because I need to take a break and grab some food and stuff like that. And then I'll, when I get up to Hershey, and I get settled of where I'm going to go and everything, I'll probably just go into the chocolate world and take a look at the entrance and everything. And once I get there and do that, I'll maybe go live. I'm not sure what the signal will be like inside Chocolate World, and show you around there in the entrance of Hershey, of the Hershey Park and everything. And I'm probably just going to go into Chocolate World and look around the entrance and everything. I don't think I'll go into the park and everything at that point. And maybe drive through the downtown so you can see the downtown section and the Hershey Kisses and stuff on the lampposts. I know as a kid that was always exciting about, when we drove through the town and the Hershey Kisses there, and you could actually smell the chocolate being made there also at one time. They actually made a new Sheetz here, because over in the left-hand corner was the Sheetz, and now they built a new one on the right-hand side of the road. That's why it looked confusing, because I'm like, wait, something changed here. So they built a brand new Sheetz. Because over in that left-hand corner over there was the Sheetz that we would always stop at after we left Gettysburg to fill up our car and everything and head on to the highway. And then we usually stopped at one of the first two rest stops until the end, till the thing. I'm not sure, Dennis. Probably just fast food, which is like, I don't want to, probably just like grabbing a McDonald's hamburger or something. Just right now, just for now. But later, I'll probably find something else to eat. Like a restaurant-wise or something. usually I like I know, people make fun of that, but I know when you hear some of those other guys talking about, I'm driving to Florida, my family better go to the bathroom and stuff, but I usually do the same thing. I try to find somewhere where I could go to the restroom, grab something to eat, and fill up my car with gas and not have to keep stopping or whatever. But even like with McDonald's, I would probably go through the drive-through, and you're probably not supposed to be, I know you're not supposed to be doing it, but I would probably eat my hamburger as I was going along. Good morning, Randy and Kathy. Thank you for joining, or Kathy and Randy. Good morning, Kathy and Randy. We're right around the Chambersburg area. I take back roads into Gettysburg off of the Pennsylvania Turnpike because it's a lot easier kind of doing that than going all the way over to Harrisburg and then down, which I could do. This saves a little bit of time and mileage for the Gettysburg, and it'll take me in right by some of the historical battlefield area, and then we'll circle around. I'll probably hit the college first and then go down into the battlefield area and just show you. I'm just going to do a quick drive tour by where the National Cemetery area is, and and a couple of the monuments. And actually, like, if I decided I didn't want to go, I could have hopped on this 81 and been up to Harrisburg that way too. But there's like the Chambersburg Mall right there. Not sure what's all open there. I know even a couple years ago in 2018 and when my niece was going to college, some of the places were closed in there and stuff, and they went to the movies and things there. I don't think they really headed to the mall too much unless they were looking for something major purchases, because they did have like Walmart and some other shops and stuff around. In fact, it doesn't even look like there's anything even open over there, or like it's even open anymore, that mall. Because I know it took a hit with a lot of different stores closing. We should be coming about it, but there's a place called Ed's Elephant Museum, and they also sold like bulk candy and that, but they had like all these different elephant statues and stuff. I know my sister used to stop there because she would have her younger son there, and of course, like the candy and stuff. So he likes Lemonhead, so they usually had stopped there every once in a while. A lot of times when we left on Sunday mornings, it wasn't open early enough. But there happened to be two of the trips that we were on that we left just a tad later, and they actually were open, and we had stopped in there. It's pretty interesting. I wonder how their business has been doing, or if they're even back open. We'll have to see when we drive by. Thank you, Don. One of the things though, like if we're going across, it's 30 and I can't get if something happens where it keeps lagging and I can't bring it back up, I'll end the stream and then maybe I'll start up a new one when I do get into Gettysburg. But I'm hoping it'll just be that lag here and there, that I'll just be able to continue. And kind of slow moving, heading on Route 30 up here. Should be good. As far as keeping going. And we have about 17 more miles to Gettysburg. Yeah, well, we're going by a state park called Caledonia State Park. We've always driven through it, but like on the outskirts, you can see like the parking lots and everything. Yeah, it'll probably go in and out because, like I said, we'll be going through the one state park, kind of like the outskirts, and I'm not sure how it all. I've never really live streamed over here because I never was doing YouTube when my niece was in college, or I only started later in her college career, and there was only one more year left anyway for me to go live, and never really thought about it at that time. I did take pictures and make videos of some of the picture and some of the areas that we did go see, but that was after she graduated. We never really got there after that. This is the first time I'll be down here since she's graduated. this side. Just kind of past the tanker. Nice there. That way we don't have to keep following him. And that's one of the things. Like when she was down here, there's a few other besides Gettysburg National Park. There's actually like a ski resort and stuff down here too that people I know have gone skiing. I think it's like the Liberty Ski Resort area. Which I never really thought of them having skiing in this area just because it just seemed, but there are some areas where it is mountainous and they do get a good bit of snow sometimes. Sometimes we might not get hit. I know one year when she was out there, they got hit really hard with snow, but the Pittsburgh area didn't. It missed that area, or at least the area that I live in around Pittsburgh. But they had gotten a ton of snow, and sometimes with the company I work with, though we know when it's snowing there sometimes because it'll get real bad, that they sometimes shut down certain areas. That Ciao Bella is really good. There's like a quilt fabric place. Yeah, Mr. Id's right down that road there. It's a kind of an elephant museum, but they also do the bulk candy type of thing. And he has some different little things out front. Yeah, and they're open, so that's good to know. And Mr. Ed's is still there. But they have a really neat collection of all kinds of elephant statues and everything like that. Thank you, Don, for doing that, because I know I need to get myself up to verse of getting a lot of my stuff on there. Yeah, another name for Route 30 is called the Lincoln Highway. That was the L sign there that we passed as part of the Lincoln Highway. Yeah, we're starting to come in towards the Gettysburg. There's all the different signs and stuff for things. Keep it aligned so my thing keeps going. And they got all the advertisements for all the different places you can go and visit. I'm surprised they have their sign way out here, I guess, to get people to go back towards them. we're starting to come into the area. That's the only thing, like, I know there's an area of the battlefield here that you could drive up through, but a lot of the roads are one way in and one way out, so I have to see how that goes. Either that or that one might be a loop. We're coming in right now into Gettysburg, so probably 10 minutes up the road here. And in fact, part of it, when we get up on this 30, you'll see a battlefield area. And it's pretty much, you drive yourself through the battlefield areas, or you could go to the visitor center. I'll probably drive you up to the visitor center. There was the airport for Gettysburg. And like President Eisenhower, they have a farm. Used to have a farm here, and now it's a resort and conference center. But they still feature the Eisenhower farm. I think the Gettysburg College itself has a statue of President Eisenhower. I know there's a statue of President Lincoln around town and different places. They have a diner that's called the Lincoln Diner. My family had eaten there. One year we were actually out here because Parents' Weekend actually ended up, it started on Halloween. Friday was Halloween, and it was interesting being out here for Halloween and everything. The town really gets into it. Usually the Tuesday before Halloween, they do a Halloween parade, and people can be in costume contest, and even kids get involved. So they really, when you do go to Gettysburg College, they really go in part of the battlefield area. It can be one way in and one way out, and I don't want to get onto a road and then not know where I'm at. But you can see right here part of the battlefield area. I'm going to see maybe go to the left here, because I can't go right because that's one way. But I can go to the left here. I should have went. And if you go to the visitor center, you can get on tour buses that they'll take you around, or you could actually hire a tour guide that go with you in the car. I don't know if they still do that now, but they also have the recording tape or CDs or things for your car or equipment. But this is part of the battle here. We've driven on this one other time while we were out here, but there were sometimes we never really got a chance to do the stuff because it depended on what day we got out here and what time it was. Because a lot of times when we were getting out here, if we did come out on a Friday, we wouldn't get out here till 3, 4 o'clock in the evening. And when you do drive around here, it gets really dark. And then you're pretty much, you can't really see too much because there's no lighting. They keep it sacred and everything like that. But this is part of the battlefield here. I know there's a memorial at the end there. I'm not sure which one that is. I know there's a Pennsylvania memorial and some other states that they had people that they honored. If you're into ghost tours, there's a couple different places in town that you can pick up a ghost tour. They don't come out on the battlefields; they're not allowed, but they do. But the whole town is sacred land in a sense because of the different stuff that went on during the Civil War here. And you can see the tour buses up there. And if you come here around a lot of reenactments here. But we'll pull up here. Just so you could get an idea. I'm not going to get out just because it's, but yeah, just give you a little bit of a driving tour. And that's one of the things I see a lot too. You see all those motorcycles and that. I've always seen various murder groups like that at different places. And they kind of tour around. Because I know when I went to the Flight 93 Memorial, which is closer to Pittsburgh area in Somerset, you'll get they go there and honor the different people. It's a very big place too. So if you do come here 1 or 2 days, go to the visitor center and they'll give you maps, and like I said, you can pick up a driving tour. You used to be able to hire a guide to ride in your car with you. I've never done that, and I don't know, what, if they would even still do that right now. And I remember that when I came here back in like middle school or something, because we were studying the Civil War, so they did do a bus trip here. But I remember there was a tower they used to be able to go up into, but that was always a controversy about having that there. So I don't think it's there anymore, but there is a tower there. But I'm going to go ahead down into the town here. And this is actually the backside of the college. I never knew that was there like that. But over here to your right, where I just turned, that's Gettysburg College. And one of the nice things, if your kids are ever considering going here, it is a very fine school. They do provide housing for the kids. I mean, that's in your tuition and stuff. But they don't want the students living out in the community, so they made sure that they have housing. And they do own various buildings and different things around Gettysburg that the students live in, and they can choose and pick, because the first year, the freshmen do have to live in the freshman housing area, but then after that they have different styles of housing that the students can pick. And I know when my niece was here with her friends that she made, they lived in various types of housing throughout the campus. And then her last year, there's one of the buildings was made like an apartment style building right on campus, so she was able to get that particular place her last year. And this is the new student. That's the new student building there, where like the union that they would call it, the student union. That's their recreational hall, and then a lot of this is housing. And in fact, I think the one building that's on my left here was the building that she lived in before her last year. And then they have the football stadium and baseball stadium and all of that stuff here. But this is Gettysburg College. I'm just going to drive past the stadium there real quick. And then they had an area called the attic. I don't know if there was like classrooms there, but that attic, they did impromptu comedy club stuff. I remember she talked about that. They did a lot of non-alcoholic type stuff, but impromptu. But that's the stadium there where they play, football stadium. But this is the college. Oh, yes. Yes, it was. And I actually had like a teacher and some friends that they had relatives or down their family line that died in the Battle of Gettysburg. Because when you are a freshman here in Gettysburg, the first year that you come, you gather for like a night that they have a walk to where Lincoln gave the Lincoln address, and you go on that walk through the town, and the townspeople and all the upperclassmen cheer you on, because from where we are now, it's a pretty far walk. But that was something that they did. And there's a building here called the Pennsylvania Building, and when you come as a freshman, they walk you through there, and they do that as you coming onto campus, and when you graduate, you walk the opposite way of coming out of the campus. But it was at Pennsylvania Hall. I think it's right up here where it is. But they would have their graduation there, and the kids would walk the opposite way on their graduation of leaving into the world. But this is like the part of the town and everything. We'll head down to where the battlefields and stuff are. And there's a theater here called the Majestic Theater, where you would see a lot of the shows and stuff like that. A lot of the music shows and different things. I never really got to drive through town too much when we were here. I'm going to make the left here. But that Majestic Theater was really nice. They do have a really nice, elegant hotel that's right here in the square here called the Gettysburg Hotel. There's some bed and breakfasts you can stay at. There's all kinds of shops and restaurants through here. And then even further down, there's like some different shops, gift shops and features. If you're like an antiquer, there's a lot of stuff, especially if you're into the Civil War type of stuff that you might be looking for at these different shops and everything. And there's the railroad station where Lincoln came to. But we'll head down towards the visitor center through the battlefields there, so you could get an idea. I'll probably get lost because it's been a while and everything. They have a lot of gift shops and different shops, restaurants. Traffic jam. So bear with me, it's been a while since I've driven through here to know where everything. I know the year that you graduated, we ate in one of the old historical houses with the restaurant. Called the Farnsworth House. And then there's the Dobbins. Oh yeah, it's done. It is because it like yeah, it welcomes the student there and everything. So it was really neat. Probably should get out my other phone just to get my directions here. Hopefully I went the right way. Yeah, that should be it. And at this one building over here, they have a statue of Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, I'm gonna turn around because I think I messed up the way I wanted to go. Whenever I was at that light, so I'm gonna turn around real quick. I know there was an area where my parents and I had driven on. And that's what I was looking for. The road. But I think it's on that other road. Here we go. This should be. And like you see all these little shops and stuff, and they have some of them feature the ghost tour, some of them have all kinds of souvenirs. And this is the Dobbins house here. That's a restaurant. Oops, sorry. I messed up. Sorry about that. Then the cemetery is on our left-hand side. I think I went this route. Yeah, this is the cemetery here. But that's the national. Oops, sorry. That's the cemetery there. Sorry about that. But a lot of it you kind of park and walk around. But this is the battlefield area here. And I know the one day when we did get here and we had dinner at the Farnsworth, and then we kind of came down and drove into here for the visitor center, but it had just closed for the day. And they do have like a statue of Abraham Lincoln, because I have a picture of myself with him and stuff. And it looks really neat inside there with different stuff. I know as a kid, one of the areas that we, and I kind of felt bad because my nephew wanted to go there and I was looking for it when we were there, but Devil's Den, I know as a kid we went, I remember playing around, running through like the Devil's Den rocks and stuff like that. And I remember my sister saying she felt bad because her youngest son wanted to go to the Devil's Den, and all the years that they had come out there and she brought him there, they never made it there, and she felt bad about it. So I don't know if they'll ever try and go to the Devil's Den or come out here sometime. Maybe at some point. That's the thing, I'm just looking for where the building was, because I know we had parked closer, and not to say I'm gonna get any closer, but did it again to you guys. Sorry about that again. I keep knocking you. That's the only thing. I don't have my gimbal like close by. But we'll come down this way, see if I see a spot. Maybe we could walk over to there. Oh, there is a close spot. So we'll pull in here. I don't have it readily available. It'll take you off. We'll take a little walk over there. And that's where I'll end the stream of getting around. And I'm sorry it's bumpy. But this is the visitor center for Gettysburg. We'll go take a look real quick. And see, there's some rules there. No backpacks are allowed inside the visitor center. Please stow in your vehicles. And this is kind of like the board. But this is like all the activities they kind of suggest for you to do while you're here. And there's about the battlefield tours. And then some of the museums and stuff. Oops, sorry. And then that's what Gettysburg looks like. That's a map of Gettysburg. Yeah. And where all the different points are. I'm going to take a map. But that's what it looks like there. And I know they have a gift shop and stuff. That's when I looked in the windows the last time I was here, just to see. And we might even have parked in a different area when we came, because I remember a few things. We'll see. I'm not sure if there's a fee to go into the museum or the center itself. But you can get one of these maps.
I like that too.
And if you do the National Park Service stuff, that's where you would probably go in there or get your ranger stuff, especially if your kids are involved. We'll go in there in a moment. I wanted to take a look, but they have a statue of Abraham Lincoln on the bench, and That's where I took my picture the last time I was here. And they have a museum bookstore, a restaurant, it looks like. Hello, Joy S. Hello, Jeff. This Our Dreams. Welcome in. This is the Gettysburg Visitor Center. Well, take a look because I don't know if they charge or not. And there's our store. I'm probably not going to be able to stay in here. Nope. Okay. And there's like ranger programs here, as you can see. You can find out about these different things at different places around the cemetery and everything. And that's one of the ranger stations.
Probably a little less scary.
And they have restrooms in here and just different things. They have the museum and or you get the tour buses and stuff. Yeah, I don't know if it'll keep lagging. It probably will. But we'll see. And you can buy tickets for the cyclorama film. And that's all copyrighted, so I won't be going. They had it in a different building when I came. I go inside, like, where a lot of electronic stuff. Yeah, that's a thing there. And they talk about the Eisenhower. That's the only thing. I can't go up close to those cases because that's where I start lagging. But it does have a lot of artifacts there. I'll try to get as close as I can, but I don't want it to lag too much. But that looks like the cannonballs and battering rams and stuff. Well, we'll go into the gift shop. And of course, you could buy all kinds of stuff. They have books and bags and stuff. They have a press penny machine. And here are some other different things. A lot of books. You can get the Gettysburg Address book. Looks like a puzzle. Here's a picture of Pickett's Charge. There's all kinds of mugs and a lot of books too. There's some. It's one of my favorite movies. And then there's also like fudge you can buy, different foods, and jams, and preserves. Maybe I'll go over here, see if I can copy. Part of that was all out of the way. But here are some of the people that were in the Civil War. A lot of the pictures of what happened. It's called "What Happened to These People." And there's Union John Buford, and they have the Union Abner Doubleday, and then just all the different generals and different pictures of what happened to them. And then even some of the like women that actually lived here and was part of the different teams. There's a Confederate gentleman. Jeb Stuart. Of course, Robert E. Lee. Yeah, it looks like a summer camp over there. But yeah, they have all kinds of t-shirts and everything. I'm gonna go back outside and hopefully we're back. I want to go over by Abraham Lincoln. I think that's where I'll end the stream. Yeah, I came back outside because it just seemed like certain spots, as soon as I got near anything, it would be lagging. Oops. Here, do us one. Okay. Right here's a rock with the Gettysburg Address on there. And they have like a pickup area where you pick up your buses and stuff if you're on one of the tours. But there's the statue of Abraham Lincoln.
Wow. Oh, that's cute. Hi, Max. I love you. Say cheese.
No, it isn't. And I'm not sure if they have Wi-Fi or not because I'm not really on Wi-Fi. That's the thing there.
We had 6 kids. And the lady said,
But we'll get back in the car and take a look around. And like I said, in the gift shop, there's all kinds of t-shirts and books and magnets and some different things, mugs. But that's their center. They fix it up. There is a little cafe in there, and you can get snacks or something to drink. And then there's a lot of movies and different things in there. We'll get back in the car, take a look at some of the battlefield area, and then I'll probably end the stream. And this area here is where you pick up your buses. I guess they sign you up for tours and they'll give you the time to be at the bus stop. And they are requiring face masks for the bus tours. There's a sign right there that says face mask required on bus. And I'm guessing because that's the rules for the transportation. Yes, it is. It is really nice, William, England, Portugal. Yeah, if you ever have time, or I know you're not in the United States, but if you ever come and you're looking for a place to go, especially if you fly into Philadelphia, it's not too far of a drive from Philadelphia to here. But this is what's inside here. They have the cyclorama that talks about the pickage charge. There's a film. And then the different 12 exhibit area. And then they have, you can sign up for a battlefield tour, or a licensed battlefield guide drives your car and narrates for 2 hours, or a self-guided tour, and you can purchase those items. And then they talk about some of the other historical sites. Because like I said, President Eisenhower, they owned a farm here, down here. I've driven by it before. It's a little further south. And then they're talking about some things. And then they had a restaurant and bookstore in there. And then this is what it looks like here. And they talk about all the different stops that you can do for your tour. In fact, when we first drove into town, we were at that Eternal Light Peace Memorial area when we first drove into town. That was way up there at the top of there. That's where we were. And then it just kind of goes around. I know my parents and I have been by the Pennsylvania Memorial. We've been in the Soldiers National Monument area. And where the Gettysburg Address was done, we walked into the cemetery. There's another observation tower, but it's a little bit further down, and there's a little round top. I don't know why they don't point it out, but I know there's an area called Devil's Den and stuff. So there's just a lot of different roads. Oh, you're welcome. But I'll get back in the car. We'll drive a little bit just to see some different things. And then when I get up to the one grocery store area, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.
We're going to look at this map.
Because I do want to get up to the Hershey area after I go into a couple of the stores. And once I get up there, I'll either go live or I'll make a video, depending on how crowded it is and what the situation is on the Wi-Fi and everything. Although Hershey Park does have Wi-Fi at their place. I was having to grab something out of my one bag that I have in the back. I don't think they are anymore, Jeff or Angela. I remember going there many years ago, but then I know they were having different troubles. I think if they do have a store, it might be half of what it was when they first built it. And I know there's an outlet area because I remember going there one night a couple years in like 2017 or 16, like driving around. So I don't think it's totally there anymore, the Boyd's Bear store, unfortunately. And that was a really nice one too because they really touted that as a really nice thing. Yeah, it doesn't look like they do anymore, which is too bad because it was nice. I had gotten a soldier bear there for that. I'll be right back. Yeah, I see that, Dawn. I'm trying to get it to not lag here. Sorry. Yeah, actually, I was like in the back trying to grab stuff on the phone there. Thank you. My bag was in the back and I needed something out of there. Plus plug in so I don't lose you. But hopefully I remember how to get back to where I want to go here. Because it's kind of a maze back in here. Yep. All these cars keep coming, so I can't back up. But I know they have like Gettysburg outlets because I had gone there one evening while we were out here to see what they had and things. And but I remember going to that Boyd's Bear store, but it never. It was really nice too. Yeah, I kind of want to head up to where we came from, so hopefully I end up in the right direction here. Just because I want to get going on my next thing, so we'll be going back through the town of Gettysburg. Oh no. Hang on a second, I gotta pull over. Okay, it's all back now. Hey Jeff, is the screen back? I'll have to take a look here real quick. See what's going on. Ah, okay. Probably because I zoomed in and then didn't come back out or something. It's back. Okay, here we go. I might be heading the wrong way. Hope not. Let's see. Okay. I should be doing good. Hello and welcome in everyone. Right now it's kind of hard to see the chat because the sun's shining in right on where my phone is sitting. But we were in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. We were just at the visitor center. It kind of lagged a little bit, but so right now we're just kind of doing a little bit of a driving tour. All around us is the Gettysburg battlefield. They just have certain highlight points that you could go and see and visit. So we will just kind of finish up the tour here because I did show a little bit of the town and some of the areas, but I am planning on heading up towards Harrisburg, Pennsylvania and Hershey, so I want to end up going there, and I think I ended up coming out of the wrong way, but this is where the outlet stores are here in Gettysburg. That's where I ended up, by the outlets area. So I kind of took us out of the battlefield area, so I'm going to have to turn around and go back that way. But I'm going to just turn around. And I need to get myself back into the center of where Gettysburg is. So I'm going to put on my GPS and see where we need to go. Oh, you're welcome, Karki. Welcome in, Kevin, OPR. I need to figure out where I'm at so I can get back onto the one road I want to go on to get back to the town area. I could have taken that 15, but then I would have had to drop back in to the town because it goes up a little bit higher. So I knew I would get confused coming out of the visitor center here. So I take a look at the map. Yeah, I think we came in on the other side going up, but going north here will take us up into the Gettysburg area. Yeah, because this is where we turned around before. That this is coming into like the little town area. They have different tour companies around. We just went by a Gettysburg Tour Center. And there was the bus tours that were at the visitor center that you could go on. We're going to go back into this little area again, and then just so you can see a couple of the little bit of some of the battlefield. And this is where a lot of gift shops, some restaurants. I know I did a ghost tour from one of these gift shops that had ghost tours. And they have different ones. The one we did was just kind of walking around the different alleyways and stuff. They don't go into the cemeteries or the parks. Can't seem to find the one area my parents and I drove around before. Oh, you're welcome. And they do have different hotels and stuff around. There's bed and breakfasts. There's even a little bit more hotels when I go up to where I'm going to the store at. There's a few hotels that we always stayed at up there. Just because we were going to the college and it was a little bit closer to go where the college was. And that's a new brew company. I think we were going to try to eat there one time when we were here, that micro brew place, but it was just crowded on a Saturday, because a lot of times when we came it was like a Saturday or Sunday. There's the Lincoln Train Museum. They had something here also, like a wax museum with different figures and stuff too. McDonald's, KFC. But then this is the battlefields here, all the different sites and stuff. If I see one of the roads, but once you're on one of those roads, you're pretty much stuck on there till the end, because they're one way, so you can't turn around or anything. I know, like, my parents and I, when that's why I'm looking, oh, it's way over there, the road that I wanted to see, the Pennsylvania Memorial is over on that other side there, on the left. I'll have to see if there's a road that I can go across to go over to there, at the Pennsylvania Memorial. But they also have a Virginia one. I think we were up by the Virginia one when we came into, we were by the Eternal Memorial, but then there's a Virginia Memorial, the Pennsylvania Memorial. Yeah, if I would have taken that other road, we would have went by that. But they do have all kinds of different statues and stuff. There's an Amish family kind of coming through. That's the only thing. If I had somebody else here with me, they could have at least scanned over. So I'm trying to give you as much as the battlefield and stuff as I can. And that's like a farm. But it seems like on my left side there's a lot of different stuff. That's the only thing. I don't know where some of those roads go to. I probably should have went down that road just to kind of get an idea. I'm gonna come up here and see if there's somewhere I can turn around. And kind of go back that way, because I want to get going up to. We'll drive back in here and see. over in here they have a picnic area. But I'm gonna turn around here because I don't want to go on a one-way tour here. Because they, like I said, we did that one time and the road just kept going on and on and on. And I want to get going up to Harrisburg. Well, congratulations, Kevin, if that's finishing school or whatever. They'll give you more of a view so you can see how they kind of put a lot of those cannons and different things across the fields. I'll have to see if my nephew someday maybe come up and we'll do the self-driving tour, but with the tape or something, or the CD or the app. And they actually have a horse tour going right now. Some people are on horse taking a tour of the battlefields too. So yeah, look into different things, especially if you have time and this is your thing. I really love history, and it's really, I'm sorry I'm not giving you too much of up close and personal here. Ah, okay. Thank you. I should go over to that other road because I really like that Pennsylvania Memorial, and it does show some things that I might go through, see if this one parking lot has an exit on the other side there. They have General Pickett's Buffet, and then there's a battle theater there. There was like another museum one time my mom and I were going to go to. It was kind of like a wax museum. A lot of people walking around, enjoying the stuff. That's the National Cemetery where Abraham Lincoln did the Gettysburg Address. That's right there across the road there. A lot of people are walking over to there. When you go to Gettysburg College your freshman year, during the orientation, they actually have you walk from Gettysburg College to that site where Abraham Lincoln gave his Gettysburg Address. It's a tradition, and it's something I believe why they do it is Abraham Lincoln actually walked from that area where Gettysburg College because of the train station or went. So that's why they do that. It's kind of a traditional thing that goes on because Abraham Lincoln did that same walk and everything. So they really incorporate that when you come to Gettysburg College. The history of Gettysburg and respecting the town. Oops. And respecting the town and everything. That's one of the reasons why Gettysburg College offers the housing to all students there. They don't want them living in the town like some other colleges where, you know, a couple years you live and you're pretty much on your own living in housing and different things. So they're pretty. Yeah, they have still a lot of the historical houses. Some are made into restaurants. I know, we went to the Farnsworth house, and I'm sure they probably had to refurbish some of the walls and different things, but there was bullet holes where they still had from the Civil War. But this is the Pennsylvania memorial here for all the soldiers that were in the Civil War from Pennsylvania. So yeah, they still have a lot of the historical stuff. The railroad station is still there. Take a picture with my other camera. So we're going to go back and head back into the town. We're out in the stream. And I mean, I know like when you talk about ghost tours and different things like that, some of them can be corny and stuff, but the one that I was on was really interesting because they took us and showed us some of the buildings where like ghost sightings, and like that Jenny Wade story and different things like that. They do have it, but right now it's closed. When we were at the visitor center, they had a sign on there that said it was closed right now. So I'm not sure what they're doing with that, whether they're refurbishing and stuff. But they had talked about like the different ghost stories. But one of the things you have to remember, even though like where I ate at the Farnsworth house, like in the alleyways, and then I walked down to the Dobbins Inn, and that's still all like, I don't want to say, soldiers that they never found or were able to bury and stuff like that were buried under a lot of this area or lost in those areas. So that's one of the things, like that's why this whole area and the town itself and everything, it's all still like very secret. And that's the cemetery there. But some, like the guy that we had for our ghost story, he was pretty informative and everything like that. It didn't, in fact, we walked to the entrance of here. You're not allowed on the battlefields and everything during those tours. But to give you an idea of what they had. And what they talked about and everything. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I'm going to be heading up here and hopefully head back in towards the town, and then I'll be heading out to go the other way. And I'm going to end the stream because I need to go into a couple of stores before I leave this area. And then once I get up to Hershey and everything and see what the connection's like, I will possibly go live. If not, look for a video of a vlog of my trip up in Hershey. And I know they had like a souvenir shop at the visitor center. A lot of these gift shops and stuff, they have some really nice t-shirts and magnets and different souvenirs too. So always check them out because sometimes they have a little bit specials and stuff. Take us into the stores. Well, I'm actually going into a grocery store because my family really loves the Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer. So I'm hoping that the giant grocery store up here has it. Yeah, that's one of the things, like, if you're not really into the ghost stores, but if you get a chance to do it, that's one of the things that, like, felt weird because, it was dark and you're walking along and we're talking about certain things, and, like, we looked in the window of a doctor's office where a soldier had passed away, and he actually, that Mr. G's ice cream is really good there if you ever come here. Mr. G's ice cream, sorry. But you just felt that presence, like, okay, is something going to come up and grab me, or, or am I going to see a ghost in that window? But there's a lot of stories about the soldiers and women and stuff, especially like, I remember a story that they said, I don't know The guy passed away, but he had seen he was he had an affair with a woman, and just different stories, but it was kind of like a love story type of thing that they had given. Oh, I should have let that guy out because I forgot up here they're doing construction. Right outside this one building here, they have a statue of Abraham Lincoln. So his presence is pretty well around here. But there he is standing there on the corner. And they have a diner called Lincoln Diner. It's really good. It's right by the train station. When we always get up to this roundabout, I always get confused on there because all the different streets, and it's like, which street do I need? But they have a lot of antique stores and stuff too. Like right there is an antique that has a lot of clothing from the Civil War and stuff. A couple nice restaurants and stuff. This area gets filled up pretty quick with people with food and stuff, so you do have a lot of long waits when you go there. Right in front of us is the Gettysburg Hotel. That's pretty expensive there, but it's really nice. Sometimes you can get a good rate on the Gettysburg Hotel. The Majestic Theater, they do a lot of their orchestra and different stuff right here. It's really nice. And the Lincoln Diner is on to my left there, and then there's the railroad station. But we've eaten in the Lincoln Diner before. In fact, we ate there on Halloween when we were here on Halloween a few years back. Now we're back where the college is. Head this way, Lincoln Avenue. And this is some of the student housing there. Let's see if I remember the little cutoff here. This is more residential and stuff. But like I said, at Halloween time, they do a parade, and the university gets the college gets involved, the town get involved, and it's pretty exciting. They pretty much shut down a lot of things to do the Halloween parade. Then on Halloween itself, everybody's out trick-or-treating or whatever. Go to distillery. And there's a really good Italian restaurant that's on my left called That's really good that we're turning onto this called La Bella Italia. That's really good. And then this is just a main business road, but there's hotels along here also. And restaurants. And a Walmart and stuff. But when we stayed out here, we usually stayed up this way because it was easier to get to the college and you weren't in too much traffic. As I say that, we're sitting in traffic. And there is also a tour bus that'll go around that you can get on and buy a ticket for. And it runs like a loop around here and stops at different places that you can hop on and hop off too. I've never done it just because we've always been here on the weekends and we always got here like late. And a lot of times we were here for the football games and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I was going to say. Usually there isn't that much traffic, but I don't know what the holdup is there. Just typical, I guess, every day, Monday through Friday traffic. So it'll probably take us forever to get to where I want to go. Probably get a ticket doing this, but yeah, there's a tractor up on the road there. Want to park somewhere where I could see the chat real quick. Okay, everyone. I do thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed that part. And like I said, if I get a chance, after I get out of the store and everything, I'm going to be going up to Harrisburg outside of Hershey there. And I'll probably either do a vlog or I may go live depending on how the signal is at the Chocolate World. Because that's probably pretty much all I'm going to do. And I want to go to the the Disney store outlet that they have at the outlet stores and everything. So I don't eat too much chocolate. No, I probably won't. I'll be bringing chocolate home probably, but won't be eating too much of that. But that, so I'll probably try and go live depending on the signal once I get up there and give you an overview of everything. So I do thank everyone for joining. If you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing if you're new. Sometimes we go around Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, also Disney World when we get the chance, down at Disney World and the Orlando area. So For now, have a great afternoon, and I will catch you in the chats and let the adventures begin. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.